Okay, my friends, here it is, the Monday morning live stream at the Thrive Like a Viking headquarters. So, we got a good topic today because it is a question or a sort of statement from one of you guys, one of the tribe members. So, I will read it and then we will discuss it. I will give some of my personal experience and we will get some of you guys' experience. So let me know where you are and what you're up to. So we will be doing the meditation and then we will get into the topic. So let's see who is here. Aaron Johnson, hello, good morning, my friend. Brian Airy, good to see you here. Sam Potzik says good morning to you as well, Val. Cloudy as well here and expecting some free water here soon. Yeah, us hopefully as well. Brian says, good morning, Nate and Tribe. Beautiful day here. Yes, here as well, of course. Ginnia McDonald, good morning, Tribe. Hope everyone's having a blessed day. Yes, thank you. VA Green is here. Val, Sweeping Page. All right, guys. So, the topic today is the dark night of the soul. And so, after the meditation, we will get into that. And first, you have to let me know, is this working? Is this working? Sunshine. Okay, what did I say? What did I say? So the dark night of the soul. Now, guys, the thing that you got to realize is that what I have to say on this topic, or what anybody has to say at all, is not going to be a magic cure-all. And so, sharing thoughts, it's nothing can happen within for someone's life until the fire of transformation is ignited. And then they will transform themselves. Their life will transform. Once the fire is ignited, there's no stopping it. So if it is your destiny, then there is no stopping it. There's no other way about it. And so the thing is that there's no way to tell exactly what is going to be the spark that ignites that fire. So listen and bounce it off of your own personal experience. Some of it is going to get a little bit deep for sure, real deep. You know how we do on this channel. We get as deep as it can get, really. Okay, good to hear you. Okay, good, good. Thank you, Aaron. Yes. 5 by 5, all squared away. Okay, good. Thank you. And so here is the question. Then we'll get into the meditation. So that you guys can sort of think about it, all right? And this is a tribe member kind of reaching out, says, hope all is well. I need you guys' advice. I have been lost in this lingering depression for the past year almost. I've tried everything, meditation. I am so glad I found you guys and Nate. I tried to listen and follow along, but I've lost the joy of living. I am in another country, and the isolation, the fear, I want to go back. I don't know where or what to do. I keep feeling this loneliness, this emptiness. I don't know what to do. I can't sleep at night. I tried my best to keep my mind occupied. I started gardening. It was a massive failure. I tried the master cleanse. My relationship is almost at the big D. Gosh, I don't know where to go. Any advice will be appreciated. Okay, so as soon as I read that, I said, okay, full stop. Topic next week is going to address this. So that is the question. That's what we're going to dissect. We're going to comment on today. I know. Aaron Johnson says, oh, man. Yes, I know. Now, for those of us that have gone through this but are out the other side of it, now we can look back and go, whoa, man. Okay, that was a transformational time. I would not want to go back, though. Knowing what I know now, who I am now, the way energy flows now, I would never want to go back. But I honor that period. When we were at this period, there will come a time in your life when you will look back at this time period and you will smile and you will say, wow, that's when it really started for me. Yes. So first things first, guys, let us get into the meditative state of mind. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, just straighten the spine. And let us drop into the meditative state of mind by taking 3 deep conscious breaths all together, breathing fully in. Hold. Let it go. Again, breathing fully in. Hold. Let it go. Last one. Fill the lungs. Hold. Hold. Let it go. Okay, my friends. So now allow the body to breathe however it wants to breathe. Withdraw your attention from the external world and focus all of your attention here and now. At first, it is helpful to anchor it to the breathing. So focus all of your attention only on the sensation of air as it flows past your nostrils, the area, the ring around the nostrils. Focus only on that sensation as the air flows in and out, flowing in, flowing out. There is no need to think of anything in particular. There is no need to breathe in any particular way. Just allow the body to breathe for you and observe the sensation. That is all you have to do right now. Feel the body as it becomes relaxed. The air is flowing in and out, in and out. Many of you that have been practicing for some time now, you are reconditioning the mind, and you will notice right away you have dropped into the meditative state. The meditative state where you are just observing. Observe, observe, watch. You're watching the breathing, you're watching the sensation. I don't mean watch with the eyes, I mean watch with the whole being, all the senses. After you practice for a while, you will be able to simultaneously maintain awareness of the breathing, but also of so many other things at the same time. You can go within the body and you can feel the energy field that permeates every cell in your body. Feel the heart beating. Feel the blood circulating through the body. You can feel this as you become sensitive and aware and in tune. Your instruments of observation become finely tuned. That is to say, your senses. If thoughts come into the mind and you find yourself daydreaming about something you're going to do later or something you forgot to do yesterday, it's all right. At first, this is the habit pattern of the unconditioned mind, of the untrained mind. Every time you realize the mind has wandered away, from the now. Bring it back. Gently just bring it back. Whatever you're fantasizing about, just drop it. And immediately bring the attention back to the sensation of air as it flows past your nostrils, into the body, out of the body. While maintaining full awareness of the breathing, you can simultaneously expand your awareness into the body and feel the energy in the hands. Feel the sense of aliveness without moving them. Just feel how alive your hands are. Deeply relax the hands and the arms, and you will feel them tingling almost weightless, alive with energy and potential. Deeply relax the entire body. If there is tension in any place, just notice and observe the tension and release. Deeply relax. A relaxed body is able to feel the flow of energy. A tense body is creating blockages of energy, which then manifest into physical aches and pains and problems and dis-ease. Dis-ease. When the body is not at ease, dis-ease is created. So relax the body entirely and feel weightless. Remain present and watchful. But you will notice a sense of joy, a sense of playfulness, a sense of optimistic spontaneity towards life. This will arise within you when you are at ease. At ease. With each inhalation, you are aware of the sensation of air, but you're also aware of the life-sustaining nature of every breath of air that enters your body. You are in constant symbiosis with the atmosphere that sustains you. Without the atmosphere, you do not exist. So how can you be separate from the atmosphere? All around you, when you exhale, the planet, the life support system that we are on, the planet inhales what you exhale. And what the planet exhales, you inhale. It is unbelievable perfection. Simultaneously, remain aware of this perfection. Together, let us take 3 deep conscious breaths to come out of the meditation. Breathing fully in, hold, and let it go. Again, breathing fully in, hold, and let it go. Whoa. Again, breathing fully in, hold, and let it go. As you come out of the meditation, if you have been practicing for a while, your powers of focus and of insight have become strengthened. Your ability to maintain single-pointed focus is increasing, and if you're practicing consistently, it will increase dramatically. Now, you can use this increased power of focus to penetrate deeper and deeper into the nature of reality. You do this by starting by penetrating deeper into your own experience of reality, into the body. You observe, you feel. Some people are not there yet. Some people, when they sit still and silent, the mind is so active, so conditioned from going on to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, that they're not even aware that it's full of static and noise. And so, like I talked about last time, it creates a type of unease. It creates a type of fractured mentality because we're constantly looking. The mind, this is what the unconditioned mind does. It's been allowed to run wild for so many years. And this can be very much so the affliction of people that are classically considered intelligent. People that are very book smart, people that have a very analytical mind, engineers and scientists of this kind, people that might be really intelligent in the classic sense. Their mind never shuts off. Their mind is constantly trying to dissect and trying to analyze and trying to overcome problems and all of this. This is all the thinking mind, the ego mind. And it has been allowed to control your life for untold lengths of time, oceans of time. So through the practice, and only through the practice, do you regain control of the ultimate power in your life, and that is the power of the mind. Your strength of will, your ability to manipulate your own mental, emotional energy field. This is our capability as a human being. We have this miraculous superpower to regulate our own mental, emotional energy field. Now, a lot of people will say, no, that's beyond our control. That has to do with different situations. That has to do with where I'm at in life. That has to do with how well fed I am. That has to do with what my partner has said to me yesterday. There's all these other things that actually create my mental, emotional energy field. No, my friend, this is the illusion, the fundamental illusion of the ego, that it has control. The outside circumstances have control over my life because I've gone, it doesn't matter, 20 years, 75 years, it doesn't matter what age you are. I've gone that long experiencing reality in this way. So that must be the way that it is. It has to do with all the external things. Now, if just I can, so the ego mind says, okay, the the key to happiness is when I can finally arrange all of the external things in the right order. Then I will be at peace. Then I will feel uh, satisfied, and then I can relax. That day never comes. It never comes. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what the next thing is. It doesn't matter because it's a structure of the mind that you have created. The ego mind is a structure that interprets reality. The ego mind is a structure that interprets reality. And so you have created this way of perceiving reality, thinking that the next thing or the external thing, it has to be aligned right. I have to move to this place first, and then I'll be comfortable and at ease with myself. But then you move there, and all of a sudden, it's great for a while, but then the same haunting feeling comes back of emptiness. That same feeling of, well, okay, so I moved. Now, it's supposed to make me happy. Okay, it made me happy for a little while, but now I'm feeling that creeping, haunting sense of loneliness again, or of purposelessness. I'm feeling that again. Oh my goodness. So then, okay, well, so once I remodel my kitchen, then I will be happy. Oh, okay. So once I do that, then I will finally be happy. You remodel your kitchen, you spend a bunch of money and stuff, and then that haunting feeling comes back after some time. Wait a second, that didn't do it. Because I still feel empty inside. I still feel uncomfortable with myself. I still feel unable to sit in silence and face myself. I'm still unable to do that. So, okay, the moving didn't do it. The remodeling my kitchen. I know what it is. I need that brand new truck. That's what I need. Okay, so once I get that truck, then, oh man, life's going to be good because I'll have everything I need then, right? Okay, that's when I'll be happy. Okay, so you put it off again. You put it off again and you just keep putting it off. Well, once I find a partner and I have kids, then I'll be happy. Okay. So once then I will be happy. And for a while all those things seem to work for a while, but none of them can fill the gaping hole that is the nature of the ego. VA Green says, and now you're making a new truck payment. That's right. Okay, so remember this, guys, or I want to start from that point. None of them can fill the gaping hole of the ego. So, for those of you that have joined us, okay, this is what we're going to go right into talking about this. One of the tribe members reached out and said, hope all is well. I need you guys' advice. I have been lost in this lingering depression for the past year. I have tried everything meditation. I am so glad I found you guys and Nate. I tried to listen and follow along, but I've lost the joy of living. I have moved to another country and the isolation, the fear, I want to go back. I don't know where or what to do. I keep feeling this loneliness, this emptiness. I don't know what to do. I can't sleep at night. I tried my best to keep my mind occupied. I started gardening. It was a massive failure. I tried the master cleanse. He doesn't say, but I assume it was also a failure, in quotes. My relationship, and then he says, my relationship is almost at the big D. And I don't mean Dallas. That was a song, remember? Gosh, I don't know where to go. Any advice will be appreciated. Okay? So listen, this is he's seriously reaching out. All right? Now, we're just going to go right into talking about this because, let's see. Okay, Ms. T, good to see you here. Cowgirl in Arizona, good to see you here. Yes, glad you guys are here. Nancy Cagle, good to see you here. Jamie Copeland, yes, good to see you here as well. Dave G, good to see you here. Okay, so guys, Muddy paws, yes. So, I'm gonna continue on what I was just saying, and we're gonna get deep into the mental, emotional, the sort of cause of this feeling, the cause of what is called the dark night of the soul. I will explain that. Maybe I will use some of my personal experience, and so I will give some very deep things at first, but towards the end, I will give some practical, real world things because I know that's ultimately, I mean, that's one level of this question. What are some things I can actually do? Okay. So at the end, we will actually give some very practical things as well. But for now, we want to understand this because this is all almost like a curse of the human mind. Okay, so you're in that situation that I just talked about. Okay, you've moved, you've got the new car, you've got the ideal partner, you've got the new house, you've got the new this and that, and it just doesn't do anything. So externally, if someone looked at your life, man, he's got it going on. Oh man, if I had his life, I'd be happy. Or so the ego mind is always trying to put off its satisfaction. It's always trying to put it off into the future. Or some people have it put off into the past because their past, something happened in their past. And because of that, they'll never be happy. They'll just never be able to be happy. Okay, so the ego mind is always trying to put it off. Now, why is this? Why does the ego mind try to put it off into the future? Because it knows this is what it fundamentally boils down to. The ego mind knows that it does not exist. I say, what? The ego mind knows that it does not exist. That the sense of self, the sense of being a person in a world of separate other people, moving about in a time and space, is the illusion. Now, I know for most of you that's not going to make a lot of sense, and that's fine. But some of you will understand because you also see it or are beginning to see it. The illusion. It's like one of those optical illusion pictures. When you look at it and you're just staring at it, I just see a bunch of lines or something. And then someone says, hey, there's the face of an old grandpa in there, in that mountain. And all of a sudden you see it. Whoa. And after you see it, you can never unsee it. And it was there the whole time. You just didn't recognize it until someone pointed it out to you. So the ego mind doesn't exist, and it's always trying to prove that it does exist. This is the fundamental drive. This is why it keeps putting itself into the future, projecting its happiness into the future, because it says, okay, well, right now, it doesn't exist. There is only the totality of all that is, the mind of God. It is absolutely beautiful, perfect satisfaction, absolute peace. And I don't just mean nonviolence peace. I mean the peace of God that they have written scriptures about for millennia. That kind of peace. The peace that is so deep that you can just get lost in the feeling of pure satisfaction. Oh my goodness. Anytime you want, you can tap in to that because it is not something that is out there. It is the source of your being. So, the ego mind doesn't want any of that. It says, oh, whoa, no, because it doesn't exist. The little sense of me that I'm a person, that I got to work hard in this life and struggle, and I got to make all these decisions and stuff. To understand that that's an illusion is like death for the ego. It's death for the ego. There's the point where you're in the illusion and all these things appear to be happening to you, and then the dark night of the soul happens, and for some, you go into the other side of this free of the illusion. Free of the illusion. Now, the dark night of the soul, that's the transition period. That's the topic of this, okay? It is that point when the ego mind has got to the end of the line, the end of the rope. And so when people get to this point, which I perceive this person is at, and I perceive this person is at, okay? I've lost the joy of living. The fear, I want to go back, but I don't know where or what to do. I keep feeling this loneliness, this emptiness. I can't sleep at night. I tried my best to stay occupied, but it was a failure. Okay, this is because you have come or are coming to the end of the illusion. The illusion that there can be satisfaction in the external experience. The illusion that you can arrange the external experience to give you that deep peace and satisfaction that I spoke of. That is the illusion. So you have come to the end, or are coming to the end, and the ego mind, who's based its entire existence upon this illusion, is saying, wait a second, there's no meaning in anything. What is the point? What is the meaning of everything? The ego mind has to find meaning. It loves to sink its teeth into what it believes is meaning. But who would there be meaning for? Now, this gets deep, and to the ego mind, this might sound hopeless, but I assure you it's anything but. There is no such thing as meaning or purpose of any kind whatsoever. There is no such thing as meaning or purpose of any kind whatsoever. Because who would there be meaning or purpose towards? Everything that the ego mind thinks is in relation to me. It has meaning in relation to me because I exist, right? The ego mind's always trying to say, I exist. It doesn't want you to dissolve yourself and become the mind of God. It doesn't want that because that's death. And like any entity, it's trying to survive. And so it wants to keep you in this illusion. It says, but the ego mind, when it hears that and says, there's no meaning, what's the purpose of even waking up? What's the point of anything? And you collapse. It collapses upon itself. Now, a lot of people, once they start to feel that deep sense of loneliness, of sort of emptiness, of purposelessness, it will consume them. And they will try to escape through drugs or through addictions of some kind, or several of my friends have taken their own life. Several of my, brothers have taken their own life because the illusion was so great. The threat of disillusion was so great they couldn't take it. And so the select few, though, will be able to bear this storm. They will be able to ride this storm, and they will be able to sacrifice themselves. They will be able to sacrifice themselves. The mind that they thought they were, the person they thought they were, the way that they structured their life to have meaning, all of that, they are willing to let it dissolve, to let it die completely. And only if they are willing to let it die will they emerge the other side. They will emerge the other side, indistinguishable, inseparable from the mind of God. They will know a level of peace that defies all comprehension to the ego mind. They will know their own immortality. They will know their own immortality. They will know themselves as the source of creation. All that is in the universe, all that ever has been or will be, is you. When they know themselves like this, all of a sudden, What was a narrowing down, it could be described like this: the dark night of the soul and leading up to it is a narrowing down. All of your options in life. Oh my God, I'm trying everything. I've moved, I've done this, I've tried, we've gone to couples therapy, and I've done counseling, and I've tried meditation, I've tried, everything's a failure. Nothing has any meaning. There's no purpose to anything. What is, how can I live? And it's all like everything is closing in. It's all closing in. But if it is your destiny to awaken, you will thread yourself through that tiny little hole. The dark night of the soul will stuff you into this tiny little hole that is the now. And you will emerge the other side. If you can bear it, and if you can see it, you will emerge the other side into a totally new incarnation, a new life that is free of death. It is free of suffering. Now there's so it will give to you, when you come out the other side, it will give to you a sense of purpose and meaning that is entirely different from the one that came before. The ego mind, everything has a meaning in relation to me, or not in relation to me, which is another way of saying in relation to me. Everything is relevant to me or not to me. When you emerge the other side, you see there is only one. There has never been two, ever. There has only been the one, of which you are it. You will see in every person the one, the infinite source of creation, the mind of God. You will see everywhere you look, everything is an incarnation of God. You will see this, not with your eyes, but with your whole being. And your relationships with people will totally transform, because they're not other people, they're yourself. And you love yourself now because you know your true self. You don't hate yourself like the ego mind does. You know your true self. Oh man. And so in every person, you see this, the self. In every form, everything, you see it. Consciousness everywhere. Pure consciousness, pure energy. Everything is pure energy. And you can feel this in every way. Everything. Just dancing, dancing. Constantly a dance of energy. And when this happens, there is no more questions. There is no more question about how should I live, where should I go, what should I do. All of that dissolves. Everything becomes crystal clear to you. Everything becomes crystal clear. You feel a deep sense of purpose, but you know that the purpose is relative. It's all relative. And you know this. You don't expect things from life that it can't give you, because you know this now. You are whole and complete now. So you don't have the illusion that something out here can make you more complete, because you're already complete. Before, the ego mind is lacking, and it's a hole. It's not complete. So it needs to fill with all these things. But once you realize your true self, it is perfection, completion. And so there's nothing more to gain or lose. Now, does that mean that life just quits functioning? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You then become guided by a different motivation for things. You then become guided by a sense of almost overwhelming love for everything that you see, for the entire experience, every person, every experience. A sense of compassion. You are driven by these things, not out of a sense of I need to get something for myself, because you now know the truth. There is nothing. You can't get anything. Everything is nothing. The sum total of all things is zero. Zero. And you know this now. And so you don't have any delusions that life is going to give you these things and I got to get this and I could lose that. And you don't anymore. And when you start living like this, you will be guided. And this is what I call living from the heart. When you are living from the heart like this, you will be guided to the right people, the right places, and the right situations. You will be shown at exactly the right time, the right books, the right podcast, the right talk. Maybe you're led here. Maybe you're led. There's no telling, because everyone's path is totally unique within the whole. So yes, thank you guys for commenting. Definitely. Yes, I like this. Cowgirl, yes, the dark night of the soul. Loneliness, definitely a deep feeling, but it gets better. One realizes that you are connected with everything and can never be alone. That is exactly right. And when you hear that, when the ego mind hears that there is only one, the one, there is not actually other people. That is an illusion. There is only the one. The ego mind thinks lonely. One, as in isolated. But the heart energy on the other side sees that the way it really is, as all. Not as one, but all. There's a difference, a dramatic difference. So, yes, Joe Morton says, I logged on late, but you're discussing something that's been on my mind nonstop. I'll watch it back. Please do. Yes, definitely. Please do. Rewatch it. So the thing is that this can be a very good sign in your life, the person that is asking this. I know it doesn't seem like that right now, but it can be your time. Your time for transformation may be upon you. When you've come to the end of the line and realized that everything, what is the quote? What is the quote from? It's from a saint written like in the 15th century. I forget exactly who it's attributed to, and I forget the exact quote, but the saint said, I have seen all that is done under the sun, and behold, all is striving after, all is vain and striving after wind. All is in vain and is striving after wind. I have seen all that is done under the sun, and behold, all is in vain and is striving after wind. Something like that is the quote. Now, when you've reached this point, and you've seen, I have seen everything that is done under the sun, and it's all in vain, you have reached the end of the line for the ego. Now, you are one step away from utter depression, but you are also one step away from enlightenment. So, yes, VA Green says, it's hard to see from where the gentleman that wrote that letter is at. He's probably losing his family home and everything has worked for. I hope he sticks with us. He will, no doubt. He's just going through it. I know him a little bit. I mean, I have had correspondence with him. It is his time. He's going to use this as the opportunity for true awakening. Yeah. So, with that said, now there is the philosophical aspect, the deep truth about it, and it took me years to understand this. Of wallowing in the illusion of the ego, self-destructing, and recreating the same situations everywhere I went, and just, I mean, there was tons of beautiful, beautiful experiences as well, of course. But there was always the underlying sense that something was not right. something is not, I'm not where I need to be. I need to be somewhere else. That feeling took me all over the world, doing everything that I possibly ever wanted to do. A lot of people have a bucket list. I checked off everything from that bucket list times 10, and then way more things I didn't even know was on there. Everything I've ever wanted to do, I did. And still, that gaping hole was not filled. Still, there was that sense. I found myself in the mountains, still empty. And I thought, how could this possibly be? And so I was just thinking, okay, well, maybe if I make if I make more money, or if I do this, once I get the land. And I went through it. It was a full year, I would say. It was a full year of the dark night of the soul. It was not a night, it was a year. But something within me just said, brother, hold on, because what I'm about to show you, this is the universe speaking to me, says, brother, hold on. What I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind to pieces. You're about to experience something that you have no idea how great it is. You have no idea what I have in store for you. If you did, you would be dancing right now. You would be dancing in pure joy if you knew. That is what the universe was saying to my heart. If you just know what is on the other side, oh goodness. So, in a practical sense now, because I did hold on. I did hold on. I held on by letting go. Now, in a practical sense, what can you do? Okay. So, there. Now, it doesn't actually matter what you do. I mean, nothing matters ultimately. That's the illusion, that things matter. But in a relative practical sense, though, things appear to matter, of course. And so the practices, it's all about the practices. At this, it just is. It's just all about it. So remember this. You can get lost in the stagnation of your depression. Easily, you can get lost in that because the energy wants to stagnate. The energy wants to stagnate. Okay? But you cannot let it. You cannot let it stagnate. Right now, you are in a fight. Think of it this way. Prepare for battle. You have to prepare for battle. You are in the ultimate fight of your life. Don't downplay it. Don't let it, don't brush it off and distract yourself with something else. Face it. Face the feeling of loneliness. Look it right in the eyes. Face the feeling of despair. Face the feeling of loss, of grief, whatever it is, face it. Look at it. Feel it. Remain unafraid. And you will be shown the way. Now, we have to keep the energy flowing because where attention goes, energy flows. Remember that. And so we have to not get lost in the stagnation of our depression. We have to just do the practice. When the body moves, the brain grooves. Remember that. When the body moves, the brain grooves. Move, get up, and do something. Gardening was a failure, even though you know that I don't subscribe to that same type of belief. There is no such thing as a failure. The only people that fail are the people that use that word when describing themselves or describing something they've done. There is no such thing as failure. So, okay, you tried gardening, massive failure. No, it wasn't. You learned. So get up and do it again. Do something else. Find out what crops you can plant now or what needs to happen. Just do it. If you don't feel like doing it, do it anyways. You will. You have to get the energy moving in that direction. Then you will feel, it will build momentum. It's all about momentum. You will feel the momentum. You will start to gain, like a snowball rolling down the hill. It will gain momentum more and more and more. You will learn things. Now, you have to maintain the practices. I know that you don't feel like it, but you need to. Cold training. If you're in a depression, if you need a huge jolt, you need to do ice bathing. Well, yeah, I was gonna do that. Yeah, but then this happened. Well, I don't have like a tub that I can do it in. Ice is hard to get around here, yada, yada, yada. That's the ego mind giving you 1,000 excuses why you can't do it. Well, I can't. Well, okay, then just throw your hands up in the air and forget about it and just wallow in your depression. Or get up, get the ice, get in the ice bath every day, do the breathing every day, and allow the power, the magical power of the practices to transform you. Just observe, sit in the ice, and take control of the mind. Take control of the mind. You get into the ice and the body goes, oh, no, I got to get out. No, you don't. You take control. You don't got to get out. I'm not getting out. Sit there and breathe. Everything's fine. And the mind will say, well, okay. We'll just do it. The mind is like a wild stallion that has roamed free its whole life. If you know anything about horses, you know that the stallion, a wild stallion, it has to be broke. They have to break it. It's spirit. They have to break the wildness of it. But once they do that, all of a sudden, boom, it's tame. And it will do the bidding of the master. And then that stallion becomes a workhorse, becomes a really powerful source of energy. It's the same with the mind. Right now, it's just a wild stallion running all over the place. You gotta tame it with the practices. So, don't sit around. Don't sulk in your own misery. It's compounding. You become good at whatever you practice. So if you practice wallowing in your depression, guess what you'll be good at doing? Wallowing in depression. And it won't leave. It doesn't just magically leave. Those feelings don't just leave. They're feedback mechanisms. Watch the past couple of lives that we did. I think maybe even last week was the feedback loops. Depression is a feedback mechanism. The organism wants to thrive. It wants to thrive. We were designed, built, adapted to thrive, to feel amazing. We were designed to thrive. We were not designed to be all depressed in our mind and to eat foods that make us sick and then wallow in deeper depression because we're sick. Now we're actually sick. So no, we were not designed for any of that. You need to do the practices, get the cold training, get the breathing happening, do the full-on Wim Hof breathing, take the Wim Hof course, okay? I will eventually do breathing stuff on this channel, but for the time being, take the Wim Hof course. To this person right here that suggested that, go to wimhof.com and take his fundamentals course. It's a 10-week course, and each week unlocks new things. Do that. Don't think about it. Don't say, well, I don't have $200. Well, I don't. All these excuses, that's all the ego mind. Take control and do the Wim Hof course. Take it. The fundamentals, that one. Okay? And practice it every single day. And then begin juicing. Okay? Get high vibrational food into yourself. You need that life force. If you can't grow the food, go to the farmer's market. If you can't find super organic stuff, don't worry about it. Just get the stuff you can get. Fresh beets. Get beets and celery and parsley and green apples or apples of some kind. Juice them all together and drink that life force in. You are going to feel so much better. So much better. Use plenty of real sea salt in your food. Get the minerals in you. Okay? All these kind of things have to be done. There's not just a, well, I'll just listen to this one talk and then all of a sudden I'll just be lifted of all my negative thoughts and all my depression. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You got to do the practices. You got to get the supplies, get the juicer from my Amazon storefront or wherever, and or from wherever, and juice them leafy greens, make them palatable. Apples really help. If there's not apples, do whatever you have in your area, get some sweetness in there. But leafy greens, beets are really good because the minerals, so much of our, when we feel out of whack, is a mineral imbalance. First and foremost, full stop, you got to make sure that the body has everything it needs. You got to make sure that what you're feeling is not a mineral imbalance. This is important. You got to make sure that what you're feeling is not the feedback mechanism of the body saying, hey, we need way more minerals than we're getting, vitamins and minerals. And taking a vitamin and mineral supplement is not the same, not even remotely close, to the point where I don't even recommend doing that. You juice. If you need vitamins and minerals in a hurry, juice. Okay? A product you should start taking, I'm recommending this from my own experience. Shilajit. The stuff is amazing. You take just a pea-size amount every morning in hot water. Amazing. It takes a while to build up, but once it does, it's so full of minerals. If you can take it, raw beef liver as well. Okay, these things, you have to get that stuff in line to make sure it's not a mineral imbalance. Those things alone are going to make you feel amazing. Juicing like that, the life force energy, the fresher, the better. So get that produce while it's still photosynthesizing. That's the best. All those cells are still capturing the sunlight and oh yeah, boom. And then juice it and consume it before the cells even know what happened. It's still photosynthesizing and you're drinking it. Boom. You will feel amazing. And you will look back on this time in your life and you will be so grateful that you went through that experience of misery and depression, because it is the pressure that forced you to become the version that you are now, which you would not trade for anything. You would not do anything to jeopardize that now. Yes, she legit. That's right, Sam Potzik. Oh yeah, B. Hendricks says, carrot, parsley, beet, apple was Jay the juice man's go-to. Oh, no, I didn't know that. See, I grow it all right outside. And so we have them several times a week. And you juice that beet with the greens. And it's so beneficial because it's getting those nitrates, those high-quality plant nitrates in there. It's also the beetroot, what's in there, and the celery and the parsley is stimulating the release of nitric oxide synthase in the body. It relaxes the blood vessels and allows the blood to pump. It's all about blood flow. It's all about blood flow. We cannot let anything stagnate. The energy and the blood flow. So through the cold training, through the juicing and eating of the right things, the Shilajit as well, our veins are like garden hoses. I mean, pumping blood everywhere. No dark circles under the eyes and stuff like that. And we're sitting around our computer just, all depressed and with the staying inside and got that long drawn out look on our face because we're all depressed. No, we don't got time for that. So instead, we flood the body with minerals and with high vibrational foods and high vibrational thoughts. And everything becomes crystal clear. Life turns around. It does. It really does. It's that simple. You say, no, it's not that simple. See, all these other things have to happen for... No, it is that simple. So, yes, Muddy Paw says, iron and magnesium deficiencies are serious. Molasses, yes, thank you. Consume molasses. Very, very good for the energy system. Stagnation is what happens. And so we need molasses is one of the greatest things to unstagnate the digestive tract, okay? So listen, guys, if you want to unstagnate the digestive tract, 2 tablespoons unsulfured blackstrap molasses, 2 tablespoons lemon or lime juice, a tenth of a teaspoon or an eighth of a teaspoon of sea salt, okay, and some cayenne pepper. You drink a couple of those on an empty stomach, and it moves things along, definitely. So all of these things that you might be feeling, these depressive kind of things, can be manifested. They're feedback mechanisms. So they could be manifestation of nutrient deficiencies, also of toxic buildup. So you're being drawn to the master cleanse. Maybe you couldn't complete it, but it's okay. Try it again, or try juice fast instead. Something like this. You need to get that stuff moving. Get them toxins out. Super important. The magnesium, and zinc, very important. Pumpkin seeds, shilajit has a lot of zinc. All of these things are massively important. And the type of, when you make that juice that we talked about, the type of magnesium in there and the type of magnesium in the molasses is very bioavailable for the body. And it will help with the parasystolic movements of the intestinal tract. Yes, when when it's moving food through the body, it will help with that. And that is super important for you to keep things moving along. Drink the water, the pure water. So, VA Green, there is. Wait, are you talking about Shilajit? Is that what you're talking about? There is. Now, of course, I'm not affiliated with them, but ooh, I will put it in my Amazon storefront. As soon as we're done here, I will put it in the Amazon storefront under Cook Like a Viking or something like that. Yeah, it's a good one though. And so I've tried several different kinds over the years, but this one I've settled on. And now on Amazon Prime Day, I bought like 10 packs of it, enough for several years. Because it stays good forever. You just need a tiny little amount. I take it with in just hot water, and then I add just a little bit of raw cream to the hot water because it's good to have a fat. It's a fat soluble nutrients in there, and it's good to take it with a fat to emulsify everything in the stomach. So I will put the link in the Amazon. I will, as soon as this video is over, I'll put the link in the description of the video as well. Okay, so I will do that as soon as we sign off here. But so guys, I hope that this helped. You know, one of the tribe's members, they reached out, and so this, I couldn't just write a response because there's a lot to it. So watch this a couple times if you need to. And maybe there is something in there that is going to be the spark that ignites the fire of transformation. And then you will do the practices to fan that flame. And once you start fanning that flame, you will see the energy will build and the momentum will build. At first, it feels like a lot of work. Like, I don't want to do this. Do it anyways. Do it anyways. The momentum will build. And the human being is a marvel of adaptation. You will adapt to it. You have become adapted to feeling lethargic and depressed. And that's what you're practicing. And so that's what you'll be good at. Readapt. You have to recondition yourself and then soon you will adapt to feeling good. Do the affirmations every day and every way. It's getting better and better. Every day in every way, it's getting better and better. Every day in every way, it's getting better and better. 25 times as soon as you wake up, as soon as you go to bed. It's that important. It takes this. But then eventually the mind grabs hold of these ideas and this new energy, and you become driven, unstoppably driven, in such a pure way. It's not a self-seeking, egoic way like it used to be. It is a pure way. So, okay, guys, man. Thank you all for listening. I hope that you gained something from this. If you did, share the video with anyone that needs this message. I know there's a lot of people that does. So if you have video ideas, please put them in question format in the comments. All right. So or join the Viking Discord chat. You can put them there as well. But in the comments is best, and as descriptive as possible. As many elements. Okay. So don't just say Dark Night of the Soul. Say like what this guy said. A big describe it. Okay. So we can really talk about it. So, yes, Dave G says self discipline leads to true freedom and the ability to experience joy in its purest form. Every failure and test from life is a teachable moment to learn from in the future. Life is so good. That is very well said. I mean, that's succinct and perfectly said. Guys, it's all about self discipline. It really is. And you can tame these wild lions that are within you. They are tameable. The mind can tame anything, even itself. And so you just have to take the reins. Take the reins. Blue Wolf, good to see you here. Says, beautiful show. Lots of great advice. Yes, thank you. Cowgirl in Arizona says, dude, you're awesome. Thank you, brother. Y'all have a beautiful week. Yes, thank you for being here, my friend. Jamie Copeland says, thanks, Nate, for the wisdom. Yes, you are very welcome. Brian Airy, you're very welcome, brother. B. Hendricks says, drink your green juice. Guys, it really is that important. I mean, it is super important. Even if you just do that, it's amazing. Another thing, here's another tip. I mean, a major, major game changing tip. So, if you're only going to do two things from this whole thing, the two easiest things you could do are begin taking Shilajit every morning without fail. And it takes a few weeks till you really start to experience it. But the other thing is start juicing. Okay. And if you can't juice, if you can't like buy all the stuff, start growing wheatgrass. Juice wheatgrass. If you're only going to do one juice, make it wheatgrass. And it is on a whole different level. As far as juicing goes, it is a totally different animal. You only need a couple of ounces of it. Whoa, and you can grow it yourself just in the windowsill. You don't need, if you can't garden, and that's fine. Just get some flats and grow the wheatgrass. Hard, soft white winter wheat berries or the hard red winter wheat berries, any of that is going to work. Soak it for 24 or for 12 hours and then lay it out. Don't cover it with soil. Just lay it out in the tray in like 2 inches of soil and it will grow. Put it in the window and keep it moist and it will grow. Once it's like this long, juice it. Wheatgrass is unbelievable. Okay. So, all right, guys. Infinite Spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite Spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite Spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say.